Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. This is time for another episode of RWF, specifically another episode of Flashpoint. First match of the night. I've rearranged the match card from what you might have saw on the Discord. Just the first two matches are flipped, is all. We're going to start things off with Dolph Ziggler up against Christopher Nelson. Okay, I'm going to be posting the links to this here stream on my Discord and the self-promotion tab of other people's Discords. You know, the usual. The usual. And now I will be checking the chat. I'll see what you guys are saying. Right now, let's see. Boo! Boo, how about this? Fuck you. Aren't you supposed to be at work? Aren't you supposed to be at McDonald's, you little motherfucker? We got Feck. This guy stole my entrance. Oh yeah, right. So Feck, you're gonna be wrestling in an elimination chamber match on the show, lad. Doing streaming nice and early. I wonder. No, never mind. I was gonna invite you to a party, but I wouldn't be able to get you your whatever the fuck it's called. Nelson, I am coming for your title. That's right, Christopher Nelson, the Chance Choice Champion, randomized match type. You know how it is. I'm streaming through the Elgato today. No, and I bought something. Oh, you bought something. What'd you buy? Talking, of course, to Mr. Nuck, you in the chat, who has showed up on these streams before, but I don't think, Feck, you know him. He's an asshole. He's a kind of a dickhead. I don't like this guy. Get him out of here. Kick him. One-on-one, Dolph Ziggler, Christopher Nelson. The reason for this is at our next pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view. It's a goddamn free show. Let's see what we got. Trump did COVID. Not joining that. Sorry, mate. I'll join when this is done in like an hour and 20 minutes. Nuck, why are you so mean? Boo, what are you booing? I don't know. Welcome, Lance. We got Lance Feck here. And then a surprise guest, Mr. Billy Billinson. Off the ropes comes Ziggler. Down goes Nelson. Both men collide because the game is a piece of trash. Snapmare by Ziggler. And a next step. The Federation 5 are... Well, Ziggler and Mr. Rollins are both #1 contenders for the Chance Choice Championship and the Television Championship. So, at our next pay-per-view, at Infinity Warfare, it will be 2-on-2. Nelson and Dynamite against Ziggler and Rollins, with both of their singles championships on the line, made possible due to obviously the Reality Stone being in the hands of the Federation 5, specifically Federation 6 now with AJ Styles there. That's all thanks to the current Grand Champion Cesaro that is able to happen. So if you guys didn't know that was on the card, now you do. I bought the Baby in the Throat game. Oh my lord, he bought Death Stranding. Holy hell in a handbasket. Well, I'll let you get through the first hour, which is what killed reviewers. Overhand punch by Ziggler. Big drop kick. Down goes Nelson. Nelson, the big man, defeated Feck and the current, Chance Choice Champion Vulcan in a triple threat. Randomized match type was an elimination tables match. The Baby in the Throat game is Death Stranding, for those who aren't aware. Lance, you are wrestling the main event tonight against Mr. Styles. Back elbow, Ziggler. Now puts his opponent upside down in the bottom left corner. Ooh, who else? Speedy's not wrestling tonight. Speedy is wrestling in the main event in a Hell in a Cell match at Infinity Warfare against Cesaro for the Grand Championship, the MMA Championship, the Hardcore Championship, and the Cruiserweight Championship. 4 titles on the line in that main event. How's the mic sound, guys? I got the snowball again. Yes, I saw on Discord. Should be another classic match. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Pretty good match card. This is the go-home show to Infinity Warfare. The last flashpoint before Infinity Warfare. Oh, booyah. We got 5 men in the chat. Welcome all. Should be a great show and a great contest to start things off. Christopher Nelson one-on-one with the #1 contender for Austin Dynamite's television championship. That is Dolph Ziggler. Federation 6. 6 members of the top faction in RWF. AJ Styles, Mr. Styles, Cesaro, Johnny Gargano, Rollins, and Ziggler have been dominant recently. Spinning back fist attempt, reversal, going for beautiful reversal of the Famouser by Christopher Nelson into the powerbomb. Jack in the back goes for another spinning back fist, a slap to the face, and there it is, the second time Ziggler able to hit the Famouser. That was a beautiful sequence by both men. Cover, referee taking his time getting into position, and a kick at it too by Nelson. Nelson got a win over me, but I'm confident I'll be back for a rematch in a TLC match. Ooh. I mean, randomized match types, but hey, you never know when there's some shenanigans afoot. Going for a zigzag is Dolph Ziggler from behind. The waist lock reversed by Ziggler with a go behind of his own into a German suplex. Shoulders first, down goes Nelson. Super kick right to the gut of Nelson. Combo into the X Factor. X-Pac would be proud. I would love to see a Feck versus Nelson rematch TLC. That sounds pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Chance Twist Championship defined by the randomized match types. Do I need to lower the game audio? Or is it a good volume for you guys? Ziggler up to his feet on the apron. Forearm attempt by Nelson, but a reversal and a forearm of Ziggler's own. Back elbow right on the chin. And another Famouser. Cover. Chance Twist Championship not on the line. And Nelson is bloodied and battered in a kick out. Oh my lord, look at all that blood. Feck happy to see Nelson taking damage here. Jawbreaker by Nelson. Belly to belly suplex attempt. Ziggler with his amateur background sees it coming. Rolls him down, takes the advantage. Overhand punch to the head. From behind, a zigzag. A zigzag by Mr. Ziggles. And Nelson put away for the 1, 2, 3, and the Federation 6 is looking good so far tonight. Ziggy, get him. Speaking of Federation 6, I already announced that tag team match for the Chance Choice and Television Championships at the next pay-per-view. But would also like to announce now that Dean Ambrose has called out Mr. Styles. Dean Ambrose is tired of the Federation 6 and specifically Mr. Styles getting involved in his singles contest and interrupting them, attacking him. Cost him a recent match against Ziggler. No, against Rollins, actually. That was #1 contendership attempt for the Chance Choice Championship. Wow, GG. That's right. Mr. Ziggler, the Federation 6 on fire. The Chance Choice Champion has been pinned. Ambrose has challenged Mr. Styles to a death match at the next pay-per-view. He says, even if Mr. Styles is able to delete this reality and go back to his own, he will cripple the man. And again, he will cripple him in his new body. Of course, this is Jon Snow's body. A death match. The loser will be broken and battered, perhaps permanently, and unable to wrestle, which would go against the whole reason Mr. Styles wanted to come to this reality. A death match between the two, confirmed for Infinity Warfare. So who do you bet on in that match? And here's our second match of the show. Of course, these two men are challenging for the RWF Tag Team Championships against Dean Stevens and Lance Bossman. Because of the recent triple powerbomb shenanigans, there will be no more than one manager at ringside in this match and the main event. A tag team match with the Chance Choice Championships and the Television Championships on the line. RWF Tag Team Championships on the line, challenged by these two men in a death match between Dean Ambrose and Mr. Styles at Infinity Warfare. Our next pay-per-view is looking what the kids call lit, perhaps fire? I think they like fire, right? Lance, do you boo all the heels? No, Lance is booing the challengers for his RWF Tag Team Championships. Johnny Gargano and AJ Styles, that's right. Lance is not coming out now. He has a match later tonight. No triple power bombs in this match. It is just Shittler, Joe Dolph Shittler, assisting. The master of the RK Overdrive, the DNF, the DCW United States Champion, the DCW World Champion, and the RWF Tag Team Champion. Alongside Lance, it is Dean Stevens, the top shagger. Can't get away from all these styles. That's right. Both the Tag Team Champions taking on a different version of AJ Styles, whether it is Dean Stevens versus AJ Styles or Lance Bossman versus Mr. Styles. It is worth noting, this is Dean Stevens' first ever one-on-one match against a former RWF World Champion, perhaps the biggest singles contest of his career. Let's go, Stevie. That's right. Slowly into the ring he comes out with half of the Tag Team Championships, that orange belt, which has been called the Soul Stones by the Federation 6. Let's go, Stevie. Stevie. Of course, coming out here dressed as Jonathan Joestar. He is a JoJo Mark. Styles for the win, says Feck. AJ Styles was the third ever RWF Grand Champion. Shocking upset victory over Last Hope at Brown Jewels, our first Saudi Arabian pay-per-view. Ring a ding ding, here we go. Right off the bat, going for a pendulum backbreaker, reversal by Stevens with a backflip and beautiful striking combination. A spinning back kick to the gut of AJ Styles into the X Factor. Fantastic combination by the DCW World Champion. Stevens with a belly-to-belly suplex. Down goes AJ Styles. Federation 6 has the momentum. Thus far, worth noting, Ziggler with a big win over Christopher Nelson. The Federation 6 looking to reset. Looking to switch realities back to an RUW reality. Now it is AJ Styles on top of his opponent. Welcome, Alpha Game. I believe that is Tony Orion. Great start for Dean Stevens off the rope. Styles misses the drop kick, and let's see how Dean Stevens takes advantage from behind. No! Reversal of a vertical suplex attempt by AJ Styles. Catches him, float over, swinging neck breaker, and Stevens, the top shagger, is on fire. Stevens drags his opponent away from the ropes, goes for the cover, kick out at nothing. Now doing a one count. Fist to the face of AJ. Drop kick to the spine and a kip up. Styles doesn't care, and a drop kick lays out the top shagger. Sup Alpha. Gut kick by Stevens, back and forth. Beautiful calf kick and a corkscrew spin for the landing. Stevens feeling empowered. Is Tony in action? Tony is not in action tonight. Because I already had plans for the next pay-per-view, but on the way to the pay-per-view after that, I could start putting Tony Orion in some kind of feud, yes. Well, yeah, once I get a line of action into the next pay-per-view, sets are kind of set. But the next show after this is the pay-per-view. So there you go. Tony Orion in action after that. Look at this, elbows to the knee. Tony Orion, I'm sure, would be thrilled to get his first ever pay-per-view match, and I'm sure he would get one, whether if he starts a feud or he becomes contender for a title. But then again, I'm sure the Federation 6 is looking to make that happen in RUW instead of RWF. But trying to delete this reality, switch to another one, is Mr. Styles and his crew going for a head kick. Styles sees it coming, sweeps the leg, takes down Dean Stevens. I wouldn't mind being in a feud with Nelson. I'd say you already kind of are in one. Long term, baby. A kick out at one. Look at that. AJ Styles with the first one count of the match on Dean Stevens. Bit of an advantage and a Bloody Sunday 1.0. We saw some people rooting for Dean Stevens, some people rooting for the former RWF champion AJ Styles. Styles has Stevens on the top rope. Stevens with a kick, down to the ground. Irish whip, into the corner goes AJ Styles, running in pursuit with a Caraco Buster. Punches to the head. European uppercut. Lance Bossman would be proud of that one. I'm going to have a nice swig of seltzer. And look at this beautiful float over. DDT laying out the tag team champion alongside Lance Bossman, Mr. Dean Stevens. Covered by Styles. Another 1 count and another kick out. Neither man has been down for a 2 count just yet. Skin takedown by Stevens. Kick to the back. Seltzer's good. Seltzer is life. Look at this. Hush, hush. Stevens with a swinging neck breaker. Looking for a cover here. And a 1 count. Stevens' first 1 count of the match. Neither man down for a 2. Both men have been put down for a 1. Super kick. Dean Stevens. 6-plex. Not going for the cover. Instead, immediately lifting up his opponent. Trying to do some heavy damage. Styles, though, reversal. This has been a pretty good match thus far. I guess we're not too deep into it. Both men only picking up 1 count and a stomp to the gullet of Stevens. And a bad landing. AJ Styles perhaps smelling blood. Styles up to the top rope. Finish him, says Lance Bossman. I think there's a bit of a delay. You don't want this to be the finish. Brain chop attempt by Styles from behind. Stevens gets out of the way. Styles gets out of the way. Forearm. AJ Styles hits another forearm. Ducks the clothesline. Pele kick. Down goes Dean Stevens. Fast-paced action here between these two men. Calf slicer. And it looks like the bottom rope is going to save Dean Stevens here. AJ Styles pulling his opponent away from the ropes. Going for a cover. Don't know if that's a good idea. Let's see if it'll pay off. 1. And a kick out at 1. Neither man staying down for a 2. Dope. I should turn off my notifications so you guys don't hear that. And AJ Styles looking to finish the match. Going for the phenomenal forearm. Stevens doesn't know where he is. No! He gets out of the way. Stevens gets out of the way. A bad landing for Styles. The phenomenal forearm does not connect. Styles using the ropes to get up to his feet. Dean Stevens with a clothesline. No, reversal, drop to hold. AJ Styles now has his opponent stuck in the middle rope. Taking advantage, doing damage to the throat of Dean Stevens on the rope. AJ Styles in a tussle here with Stevens. Stevens powers him off. Clothesline to the back of the head. Classic Stevens going for a cover. 1 and a kick out at 1. Neither man has been put down for a 2. Somehow good match. I'd agree. Textbook counter. Shagger bomb. Shagger bomb by Stevens. But AJ Styles right back on top of the action. Wrenching out the arm. Going for a knee. Reversal back elbow by Stevens. Off the ropes comes Styles. Fast pace. Both men collide. Styles takes a front neck lock position on his opponent. Trying to wrestle control away from Dean Stevens. No! Stevens gets out and hits a beautiful calf kick. Styles up to his feet. Avoids a chop. Throws Stevens into the corner. Clothesline to the back of the head. Down goes Dean. Up kick. Dean takes down Styles. Insane back and forth in this one. And knee to the side of AJ Styles' head by Stevens. Jumping knee. A knee drop, I should say, by Stevens. Both men on their feet. Stevens has AJ in the corner. Stevens looking for something big. He has AJ Styles on the top rope. Oh, man, he could finish this match right here, right now, if he's going for what I think he is. An avalanche, top rope RK, overdrive to AJ Styles. And I sincerely doubt Styles is going to be able to get out of this at 1. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by AJ Styles of an avalanche RK overdrive, the DNF, as it were. The first 2 count of the match. A definitive advantage for Dean Stevens, and he's going for another one. Come on, says Lance. Put him away, and he's trying. No, kick to the head. Forearm. Styles now striking back. Drop toe hold. Oh, lands right in his face, does Styles. Dean Stevens, gut kick. Kick right to the side of AJ Styles' forehead. And AJ Styles is busted open and bloody. Styles has been put down for a 2 count. Dean Stevens, not yet. He's kicked out of everything before 2. Kick out at 2 by Styles once again. Bleeding from the head. Dean Stevens with the advantage thus far in this contest. Shag. Oh my god, a springboard Phoenix Splash attempt by Dean Stevens. Styles saw it coming. Calf slicer for a second time, doing some damage. Not able to get a submission, way too close to the ropes. Ah, a little bit of revenge or retaliation, a dragon screw leg whip from Stevens. European uppercut from AJ Styles. Styles with a gut kick, caught. Beautiful judo toss by Stevens. Both men reversing each other back and forth. This is insanity. Another drive-by kick to the side of AJ Styles' head, who's going to roll out. Rolling out near Rudolph Schittler at ringside. The action will continue in the ring, and he's caught him! He's caught him! Styles! Caught him! Styles clash to Dean Stevens. 1, 2, and a kick out. Styles is shocked. Both men have been put away for only 2 counts thus far. Both men up to their feet. Front neck lock by AJ Styles. Dragon screw leg whip. Trying to soften him up perhaps for yet another calf slicer. This match kind of insane, I'd say, thus far. World Championship caliber performers in this one. Stop to the arm of Dean Stevens. Arm drag. Both men have been down for a 2. Both men have kicked out of finishers. This is a great match, says Lance, and I agree. Back elbow. AJ Styles fighting out of this one from Stevens. And a shocking amount of it taking place in that ring. Mano a mano. Pure wrestling. Jumping arm breaker by Styles. Mexican takedown by Stevens. Both men have gotten 2 counts on each other. And look at this. A second shagger bomb by Stevens. Cover. This could be it. Styles is struggling to kick out and he can't. And a kick out at 2 by AJ Styles. Dean Stevens doing some damage to the throat of AJ Styles. Stevens has AJ in the corner. Big boot by Styles. Back elbow by Stevens. Look at this, puts him on the top rope. And another kickoff by Styles. Not going to let it happen. A forearm overhand punch. Another forearm striking combination by AJ Styles. Has Stevens in the corner. Clothesline. Down goes the top shagger. Submission attempt here. A single leg camel clutch by AJ. Stevens quickly able to wrestle his way out of it. Going for a body slam. Reversal by AJ Styles with a go behind and a push. Styles catches Stevens. Bloody Sunday to Dean Stevens. Drops him right on his brain. What's the crack? The crack is you're witnessing a 5-star match between 2 world championship caliber performers. Phenomenal forearm, and Stevens gets out of the way again. Stevens avoids a second phenomenal forearm. Super kick. Sexplex cover. No, rope break saves AJ Styles perhaps. Second match of the night. Insanity. No triple power bombs in this one. Limit to 1. Manager at ringside. And there's Schittler and Johnny Gargano. Look at these devastating knees. To the nose of AJ Styles, who's going to roll out of the ring once again. Second time he's done that this match. There's been no action on the outside of the ring. Once again, Styles quickly back in. Taking advantage of a bragging Dean Stevens with a kick to the back. Jawbreaker. Stevens has Styles. On the top rope, just watching Steven Universe. Nice to know this match has been good. Oh, that's right. A kickoff. Forearm. AJ Styles. With a figure 4 arm lock on half the tag team champions. One of the men he's challenging at Infinity Warfare. Belly to belly. Reversal. Headbutt. Look at this. Headbutt. Stevens now bleeding. Leo bomb. Cover by Styles. And a kick out at 2. Both men with kick outs at 2. Great back and forth match. I'd agree. You put the former DCW world, the current DCW World Champion in there with a former RWF Champion, and this is the kind of contest you get. Styles slips out of the camel clutch. Attempt by Dean Stevens. Styles has Stevens in the corner. Oh my God, he's going for something big here. Big kickoff by Stevens. Look at the Crimson Mask on Dean. And a third Shagger Bomb. Oh, Stevens is tired. He hits a third Shagger Bomb up to the top rope. Stevens up to the top rope. What's he going for here? Shooting star press onto the knees of AJ Styles. Styles gets the knees up. Close on the back. No, back elbow off the rope. Stevens missing the punch is Styles, and a beautiful calf kick. Using the ropes for momentum from Dean Stevens. Look at this. Crossbody attempt from a little too far out. What's he going for here? Using the knees to drive AJ Styles' head, his forehead right into the mat. Both men have taken a lot of damage. Back elbow. Calf slicer. Here it is. This could be it. He's done damage to that knee. Unless Stevens gets out of it quick, this could be all over. Back elbow saves half the tag team champions. We've seen a kick out of the DNF, also known as the RK Overdrive in this attire, and a kick out of the Styles Clash. Big boot. No bueno. Big boot by Dean Stevens, looking to put away the former RWF Grand Champion with one more Avalanche RK Overdrive. Beautiful European uppercut in honor of his tag team partner Lance. And here it is. Super RK Overdrive. Cover for a second time to AJ Styles. Styles reaching for the ropes. He can't quite get him, but he kicks out at 2. Sunlight Yellow RK Overdrive. Not enough. Styles has kicked out of a second Avalanche RK Overdrive some way, somehow. An up kick by AJ Styles, who refuses to go down to a man that has never been RWF Grand Champion. Going for a Styles Clash. Stevens saw it coming. Fireman's carry takeover. Come on, says Lance. Styles is heavy competition. You gotta be to pin a guy like No Hope for the championship. Formerly known as Last Hope, I should clarify. A running knee in the corner to a bloodied AJ Styles. Knee DT. Styles thrown into the corner. Biggest singles contest, I'd say, of Dean Stevens' career. Some would argue it's The Rock. I'd say it's AJ Styles. At least in RWF, it's the biggest. And one more time, a third Sunlight Yellow RK Overdrive to the former RWF champion, his challenger at Infinity Warfare for the Tag Team Championships. AJ Styles 1, 2, 3, and Dean Stevens picks up the biggest win perhaps of his career. And welcome Lethal Vortex, also known as Brian Azrael. You know what? I think Brian Azrael actually competing later tonight. Sunlight hit send too early. Sunlight RK Overdrive. It took 3 Sunlight Yellow RK Overdrives to put down former RWF Grand Champion AJ Styles at the pay-per-view. I think that will be the biggest challenge of the tag team champions yet. AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano, 2 former grand champions, against the current tag team champs Dean Stevens and Lance Bossman. Well done to the Top Shagger. Lethal Vortex. That's right. Brian Azriel competing later tonight one-on-one against the Red Hood King, Mark Morgan. Let's get into our next contest. What is this? Oh my, AJ! No, that's not AJ. That's Mr. Styles. Mr. Styles attacking Ambrose in the back. Ambrose challenged Mr. Styles to a death match at Infinity Warfare. He's challenged him to a death match at Infinity Warfare to cripple his body. Make sure he can never wrestle again. GG thanks to Lance. Mr. Styles wrestling Lance later tonight. He's attacking Ambrose in the back. And, oh my God. And look at that in the background. You see AJ Styles just took a beating at the hands of Dean Stevens, but he's already trying to flirt with Ambrose's wife, Renee Young, back there. There's nothing Ambrose can do about it. AJ Styles and Mr. Styles trying to cuck Dean Ambrose here. AJ Styles trying to steal Ambrose's girl, Renee Young, back there. Mr. Styles takes Dean Ambrose into a side room so Renee won't notice. Very smart. And a brain buster, the Bloody Sunday to Dean Ambrose. Also, sorry for my inactivity. Got my phone reactivated. What else have I missed? Also, do we just now have security? No, we don't. Well, that was the second match of the show, and I don't think it's going to be able to be topped. That was insane. First match of the show, Dolph Ziggler defeated Christopher Nelson in a fantastic match. Look at this. Action continues back in the hallway. Neckbreaker on the concrete. It is the Chance Choice Championship and the Television Championship both on the line in one match in a tag team match. The challengers, Ziggler and Rollins, against the champions, Christopher Nelson and Austin Dynamite, at Infinity Warfare. 2 singles titles on the line in a tag team match at our next pay-per-view. Dean Ambrose is getting fucked up by Mr. Styles. To be fair, Mr. Styles attacked him from behind. Mr. Styles has a match later tonight against Lance Bossman in the main event. Look at this. Big clothesline by Ambrose. Ambrose on top of the storage container. And these two will be going head-to-head in a death match at Infinity Warfare. Look at this. Perfect plex on the concrete. You gotta think Mr. Styles' body armor protects him, at least somewhat. Modified Fug Buster by Mr. Styles. AJ Styles creeping on Dean Ambrose's wife back there. Or is that John Moxley's wife? I forget. Look at this. Ambrose with stomps to the rear end of Mr. Styles, who's gonna need to recover in between matches before his main event against Lance Bossman. Federation 6 dominating the show tonight. Dean Stevens some way, somehow put away. AJ Styles despite this. And Ambrose now in a heroic effort fighting back against Mr. Styles. The Dragon Screw Leg Whip. Who's fighting for the Cruiserweight title at the next pay-per-view? The Cruiserweight. Oh, look at this. Dean Ambrose, look at him put away. Lance, excuse me. Mr. Styles with the dirty deeds on the floor. That's not enough. He's not done with him yet. Back elbow by Mr. Styles, who's not done yet. He's going to need to bandage himself up for that main event. What's this? Oh my God, brass knuckles! Mr. Styles laying out Dean Ambrose with a brass knuckles. But Ambrose fighting back. I can't wait for this death match at Infinity Warfare. Ambrose somehow still alive. The main event of our next pay-per-view, Infinity Warfare, is a Hell in a Cell match between Cesaro and Despedy for the Cruiserweights, Hardcore, MMA, and RWF Grand Championships. Ambrose has taken a brass knuckles punch right to the face. The Federation 6 looking to take over RWF in a big way tonight and at our next pay-per-view. Trying to powerbomb him. Ow! Powerbomb to Styles. No, and another one right on the concrete floor by Ambrose in this brawl. This goddamn brawl. And a second dirty deeds onto the floor from Dean Ambrose. And what will happen at our next show at Infinity Warfare, a death match between Dean Ambrose and the man that punched him in the face with brass knuckles, Mr. Styles. Yesterday was a bit of a shock. Yes, it was, Dean Stevens. There was a large layoff list, and his job just got easier.
And from every man's nightmare, weighing in at 240 pounds, Brian Israel.
Here we go. Next match of the show, it is Brian Israel, accompanied to the ring by No Hope against Mark Morgan, the Red Hood King. Of course, Mark Morgan is going one-on-one with No Hope at our next pay-per-view, Infinity Warfare. It's worth noting that this man, Brian Azrael, has competed for the RWF Grand Championship before in a losing effort against the current champion, Cesaro. But he is a former RWF Tag Team Champion as well, alongside Finn Balor. They ended up splitting. Brian Azrael ended up defeating Finn Balor in a singles competition. Brian Azrael. Mark Morgan abducted by a mysterious entity known as Hellcron after his match with The Fiend nearly a month ago. Has come back as this mysterious Red Hood King. Says he will defend
from New York,
the multiverse gates from No Hope. Of course, the Federation 6 trying to have their way, trying to mess with the multiverse and go back to a different reality. We haven't seen Balor since Brian potentially killed him. That's right, Brian Azrael beat the snot out of Finn Balor. It's worth noting that the Federation 6 are looking to change realities, looking to go back to an RUW reality, get rid of this RWF reality, and they can do that if they get the 4 titles, which are the Grand Championship, the Hardcore Championship, the MMA Championship, and the Cruiserweight Championship. If they can do that, if Cesaro beats Speedy, or if everyone else is able to get their hands on those titles, if perhaps Nelson, Speedy, Lance, Dean, and Dynamite were to combine all 7 other titles, perhaps a merge of realities is possible. A reality where both RUW and RWF can coexist. But I'm not sure you'll be able to negotiate that with a Federation 6 at this point, looking to get their hands on the 4 titles they need at the pay-per-view. And here we go. Mark Morgan, Brian Azrael, one-on-one. A clean break from both men. Azrael, the bigger man. We haven't seen him in some time. Since his loss to Cesaro at the main event of Shagathon for the RWF Grand Championship. Okay, then, who is this guy? Is he a subscriber, a stalker? What's up? I'm still here. Welcome, Feck. Feck, of course, wrestling later tonight in an Elimination Chamber match. What, Mark Morgan? Mark Morgan, yeah, as a viewer. Mark Morgan lost to The Fiend. He had a head injury, lost to The Fiend. He was abducted by someone named Hellcron, who turned him into the monster he has appeared as since. He has not lost a match since, and he's interfered in multiple matches beating the snot out of people, and he's one-on-one with Brian Azriel here tonight. Hello, Feck. Welcome back to Red Hood King. One-on-one with Brian Azriel, former contender for the RWF Grand Championship. Mark Morgan has shocked people recently. He has singles victories over people like Ahmed Johnson and The Fiend, one of the most dominant television champions in RWF history. And now he's going one-on-one with a challenger for the world title in Brian Azriel and a former tag team champion. Worth noting, Brian Azriel survived longer than any other man against Jon Moxley and Dean Ambrose for the television championship after the cloning. We got the Red Hood King and Lethal Vortex, Brian Azriel and Mark Morgan both in the chat, as well as Feck, Lance Bossman, and Dean Stevens. Here, our third match of the show, big clothesline by Morgan, laying out Brian Azriel and a kick out at 1. It's hard to put a man like Brian Azriel down, who's already back on his feet, pushing off Mark Morgan. The disciple of Helkron trying to defend the multiversal gates. He was kidnapped and turned into some kind of slave, some kind of warrior. Hence the chains on his arms. A kick to the back of his head. Mark Morgan, more impressive than ever since being abducted by Helkron. Wait, I beat The Fiend? They'll never mind. No. You beat Christopher Nelson in a fantastic match in the main event of FLASHPOINT a few months ago to become #1 contender for Cesaro's RWF Grand Championship. That's probably the last big win you had. Before that, it was your win over Finn Balor. Kick to the back of Mark Morgan's head by Brian Azriel, but Mark Morgan just shrugs it off seemingly. Big boot by Azriel. Throwing Morgan up and over onto the apron. Azriel begging his opponent to come back in. Oh, big punch to the head. Azriel stays on his feet. Mark Morgan throws him to the corner, closes on the back. Down goes Azriel. Here it is. A spear laying out Brian Azriel. Cover by Morgan. And a kick out at 2 by Azriel. Oh no. Morgan is put away. Multiple men with this move since returning. The Red X powerbomb, but Azriel sees it coming. Windmill kick. Azriel stays alive. Avoids the powerbomb, trying to take out Mark Morgan for the first time since he's returned as the Red Hood King. But no, Morgan reverses Azriel's finisher attempt. And a belly-to-back suplex by Morgan. Both men very close to losing this contest. And both men staying alive. A Brock lock here. Gotta do more, Marky Mark. Brock lock going for a submission here against Brian Azriel. Azriel says, nah. Kick to the head. Forearm. And a knee dropping Azriel. Oh, very Goldberg-esque. Morgan. Going for a second spear and he hits it. Azriel, though, almost like he doesn't feel it, already back on his feet with a shoulder tackle to Mark Morgan. Azriel to put him away, perhaps? No. Up kick. Morgan avoids whatever Azriel was going for. Now with a figure 4 arm lock on Azriel. Big punch to the gut. And another by Brian. Brian now throwing Mark Morgan into the corner. Big boot. German suplex. Cover. Azriel down for a 1, 2, and a kick out. Kip up by Brian. Kip up by Brian. TNA kick misses. TNA kick misses. And look at that. Mark Morgan able to lock in a figure 4 arm lock again. And once again, Azriel has to fight out of it. Into the corner goes Morgan. Azriel in pursuit, perhaps. What's Brian doing here? Back elbow by Morgan. And another third spear. A third spear by Morgan. What's he going for? 3 spears by Mark Morgan. Super kick attempt. Azrael gets out of the way of the super kick after taking 3 spears. And Morgan throws him to the outside. Give me the pain, I want it. Oh my god, Azrael is taking a lot of damage on the hands of Mark Morgan as we make our way to the outside. And more strikes from Morgan, the brawler. 3 spears Azrael's taken from Morgan. But look at this, Azrael fighting back. Doing some damage to the leg. Even if Morgan taps out, it won't save him. A kick to the head of Azrael from that heel hook. This match is absolute chaos. Azrael refusing to stay down. It has always been hard to put down Azrael. 7 count by the referee. Morgan throws his opponent back into the ring. And he smells blood, but look at this. Not enough Azrael. Looking to finish Mark Morgan. Neither man has hit their big finishes yet. There, Lethal Paradise connects. Lethal Paradise. Mark Morgan looked like he was trying to get up already, and a kick out at 2. Quickly up to his feet, avoiding the stomp. And a double leg takedown. Azrael finally hits the Lethal Paradise. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Mark Morgan kicks out and locks in the camel clutch. No hope concern for Azrael at ringside. Morgan taken down as Azrael slips out. Forearm. Gut kick. Bear hug attempt by Mark Morgan. Azrael not going to have it with a big overhand punch to the back. Fireman's carry takeover. Both men back and forth. And look at this again. Azrael thrown to the outside by Morgan. This can go either way, I'd agree. 3 spears for Brian Azrael. And a Lethal Paradise for Mark Morgan. Both men have taken damage here. Back elbow. Azrael runs into the ring. Morgan in pursuit. Brian Azrael with an overhand punch. Back elbow by Morgan. And another double leg takedown to Azrael. Kick to the chest. Mark Morgan with a devastating combination of maneuvers. Morgan keeps getting up and Brian is fucking weird, right? Oh my god! Back jacket German suplex. From Mark Morgan, I love every minute of it, says Azrael. Azrael looking to make a big return. He's gonna eat a super kick. No! Gets out of the way of the super kick. Forearm lays out Mark Morgan. There it is, the bicycle knee. That knockout knee of Brian Azrael. Azrael on your team, says Feck. Yeah, right? Cover by Brian. And a kick out at 2 by Mark Morgan. Both men staying alive. Taste my blood. Yummy. See what I mean? Figure for arm lock this time by Azrael. But the enslaved Mark Morgan, with the power of Hellcron inside him, fights out and a 4th spear. A 4th spear to Azrael, who loves it, who loves the pain. Already back on his feet. Going for a second Lethal Paradise. And it connects on Morgan. 4 spears to Azrael. 2 Lethal Paradises to Morgan, and Morgan kicks out. Morgan has kicked out of 2 Lethal Paradises. Azrael has taken 4 spears and is kicked out every time. The Red Hood King going for his powerbomb finish, but Azrael sees it coming. And this time, it is Mark Morgan sent to the apron. Yeah, right? Forearm attempt by Azrael. Instead of forearm by Morgan. Gut kick. Red X bomb hits his finish. He's put everyone away with that move, and it hits. 1, 2, 3. A very close contest, but 4 goddamn spears and a Red X bomb. And I don't think that's shocking. I've touched my controller. Otherwise, my PlayStation was going to turn off there. No, I like being crazy. His name is Kane Stephen. Whew. No, I didn't kicked out of my move. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't think anyone's kicked out of the Red... Oh, people have kicked out of the Red X bomb before. But only when it's, like, at the beginning of a match. Because, like, you've hit it, like attacking people from behind. Okay, in your matches, no one's kicked out of it. When you do it interrupting other people's matches, people kick out of it. The Red X bomb puts away Azrael after 4 spears. Mark Morgan kicks out of 2 lethal paradises and the knee. A very close contest. And I think we might see a return to prominence of Brian Azrael in the future, as well as Tony O'Ryan and Feck, up-and-comers. We'll see what happens after our next pay-per-view, after Infinity Warfare. And now it's time for a second match of the night. It is an Elimination Chamber match. These entrances will be edited quickly because there's a limit on how long your Share Factory videos can be. Take off the mask, says Dean. I'm undefeated still. Undefeated. Yeah, Red King is undefeated since his return, and he's going one-on-one with no hope to open Hellcron's multiversal gate at the next pay-per-view. The first match of Infinity Warfare. If No Hope can't defeat Mark Morgan, then the heroes of RWF and FUS will not be able to combine the RWF and RUW universes and safely keep both going. Instead, it is very likely that the Federation 6 could annihilate RWF entirely and go back to RUW for good. And here we go. We're going to start things off with K. Rhodes and Hunter. This is kind of a spear attempt by K. Rhodes, caught into a DDT by Hunter. This is our equivalent of like a chat choice match. Just putting some people on that didn't get to be on the show in this one. People that are watch recently, people that, you know, have been around a while. That's what this is. On our way to Infinity Warfare. Lethal Join, Ad, Soul, and me. Damn. Technically, Red King is undefeated, but his previous iteration is very much wasn't. That's true. My tag team partner got dis. That's right, Feck. Feck has worked with Mark Morgan in the past. A little bit. Rather recently, actually. Big knees there by Hunter. Hunter at one point was seen as a rising star, a rising future star babyface in RWF. But it was all cut short at the hands of No Hope. A big punch to the face of Hunter by K. Rhodes, and in comes Minus. He was the second ever contender for Johnny Gargano's RWF Championship right after Sami Zayn. Covered by Rhodes and a kick out by Hunter. Minus is a former RWF Tag Team Champion alongside his son, Zero. I don't want to go to RUW. Sound like a place deprived of top shaggers, right? Our only hope is Speedy winning the main event Hell in a Cell match against Cesaro. Otherwise, the Federation 6 is deleting RWF for good. The only way to stop them from trying that continually for the rest of RWF is to combine the universes somehow to appease both sides. Hunter, classic Hunter, 619, West Coast pop to K. Rhodes. You're just going everybody in my path. Going to destroy everybody in his path, says Red King. So I'm coming for that grand championship. Well, not quite yet. Right now it's Speedy Cesaro, and you are going to go after No Hope. And if you can beat No Hope, then for sure you earn a chance at the grand championship. I don't want to go to RW sound like that. I thought Feck was in a new area with Soul Core and Automatic, or was that never confirmed? Just talked about. Yeah, it seems like it's changed every day. Like there's different like tag teams that are proposed, and then something else is just proposed instead. It's funny. Federation 6. I will be the one to that grand championship. This is Mark Morgan. Big clothesline by Vulcan, the former Chance Choice champion. K. Rhodes taken down by Minus. Drop kick to the back of Vulcan, misses. Hunter misses his drop kick. Stomp to the arse. Punch to the back of Vulcan's head by Minus, and a back elbow, and another. Saves Vulcan. We got 4 men in this match. We got 2 more. Next up, it is former Chance Choice champion, the Destroyer, the man that unmasked the formerly known as Simon Bossman that was truly revealed to actually be Mr. Styles and AJ Styles from an alternate RUW reality. Dean, am I? No hope, it's easy. Now he's too easy. Crucifix, roll up by Minus, and a kick out by Vulcan. 5 men in the match. Vulcan rolls up to his feet, grabs Minus. Destroyer going after K. Rhodes. K. Rhodes wanted his own little tag team in the past. Look at this. Hunter with a sick rocket kick to K. Rhodes and a cover by the Destroyer. Destroyer injured you. No, it was actually Drew McIntyre that injured you, but Destroyer wound up winning the match. It was a triple threat match with the Destroyer, Drew McIntyre, and Mark Morgan. Mark Morgan was injured by Drew McIntyre, and the match continued as a singles match from there on out, where the Destroyer wound up pinning Drew McIntyre with the jackhammer. The Destroyer won the match, but Drew McIntyre is the one that injured you. I would go for the grand title, but I have 2 other titles to win as long as my reality ain't destroyed. That's right, Dean Stevens. Clothesline to the back of Hunter's head. And in comes the last man in the match. It is Hunter. Hunter, more clean-shaven than usual, or at least less dirty. He has shorter hair now. He got a haircut. I saw that he had short hair in DCW, so he has short hair now too. No, it was Destroyer. Redhead King. I am positive it was Drew McIntyre. Look at these forearms to the back of Hunter. Of course, it was an injury by Drew McIntyre that led to his defeat at the hands of the Fiend, where Hellcron scooped him up. Where Hellcron kidnapped Mark Morgan and turned him into this beast he's become recently. The protector of the multiversal gate. Whoever this Hellcron figure is, we haven't met him or seen him. Jackhammer to Minus by the Destroyer. All 6 men still in this match. Who do you guys think is going to win? I saw 1 vote for Feck to win. Maybe 2 votes for Feck to win. Go back and watch the video. Okay, I will. I'm pretty sure it was Drew McIntyre, though. I'll watch it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Feck, you're on my next show, says Dean Stevens. So that's right, Feck will be wrestling for IWA. This Shagger Bomb attempt, perhaps by K. Rhodes, but Hunter reverses. He saw it coming. A win for Hunter here would be big. He needs it. He was a rising star at all. Got cut short for him. Minus throwing Destroyer into the pod twice. Oh my God, Minus spearing the Destroyer through the pod. The former tag team champion lays out the former Chance Choice champion, the Destroyer. K. Rhodes and Feck going at it. Vulcan takes down Hunter. And a kick out by Hunter. All 6 men still in this one. Yeah, I want my tag team partner to win. Thanks, Dean. A boat. Oh! Speedy driver by Hunter. That move is banned. K. Rhodes kicks out of whatever Feck hit. Reversal of a power slam. Scorpion death drop by Vulcan. There are 6 fantastic talents in this contest. If I could do 7-man elimination chambers like they did once in real life, I would have put Tony O'Ryan in for sure. Gut kick by Hunter. Look at this. Powerbomb attempt by Vulcan. Reversal. Hunter with a 619 looking for the West Coast pop. Feck's finisher reversed by Minus there. West Coast pop on. Vulcan hits. Hunter, the man with an upset victory over No Hope at Shagathon, puts away the former Chance Choice champion Vulcan. Oh my God. K. Rhodes just jacked the spine of the Destroyer, slamming him into that steel post. Hunter now going for a big move on the Destroyer, trying to eliminate both former Chance Choice champions with a J-Driller. Cover by Hunter, going for 2 eliminations already. 1, 2, and a kick out by Destroyer. Hi, I'm late, right? Yeah, you missed your match. It was a fantastic effort and a good match against Dolph Ziggler. You'll be defending your championship in a tag team match alongside Dynamite defending his championship against Mr. Rollins and Mr. Ziggler at our next show, Infinity Warfare. I'm always on Feck's side as manager. Thanks, Red. Hi, I'm late, right? I mean, this is the nicest way. Feck is a slutty wrestler. Let's see how people interpret that. And K. Rhodes has been pinned by Minus. Minus hits the DVP on K. Rhodes, and we are down to 4. It is Hunter. Hunter and Feck have a past as well. Before Christopher Nelson, Feck served as a foil to the babyface Hunter. In multi-man matches especially, back suplex attempt by Hunter, reversal backflip by Feck into a spine buster, and a brain damage to the Destroyer by Minus cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Destroyer. Feck and Hunter over there. What's going on? Mandible claw to Hunter. Mandible claw to Hunter. By Feck. Hunter is unconscious. The referee calls it off. We are down to Feck. And Minus and the Destroyer. Destroyer kicks out at 2.9. These are your final 3. The babyface Hunter has been eliminated. Minus and Feck both have eliminations. Hunter had one as well. But he's gone. Final 3. I mean, he's on a lot of brands. So yeah, Feck is on a lot of brands. If you need Feck, I got you. Feck resting against the pod there. It's already been speared through by Minus to the Destroyer. Windmill kick to the Destroyer. Minus, oh my god, Minus is climbing. If you voted for one of these 3 men to win, then you could very well be right. Ah, crossbody off the top rope to the Destroyer. Feck thought about a cover. He decides against it ultimately. Throws the Destroyer into the ring. A win here could be big for any of these men's careers. Could possibly be a contendership opportunity. The walls of Feck, a Boston Crab to the Destroyer, and oh my god, look how bad. Look how contorted the Destroyer's back is. Red, I need you in a lot of matches. I didn't vote out loud, but Feck was my bet, says Stevens. Look at this. Feck looking to put Minus away with a shoulder breaker. To the Impregnator. I don't mind Feck. Feck thrown off by Destroyer. Clothesline attempt by Destroyer, but instead of clothesline to the back of Feck by Minus. Corkscrew forearm order to avoid the Destroyer, but Destroyer pursues anyway. Feck is down. And a big brain shot by the Destroyer to Minus. 3 men left in this contest. Former tag team champion, Minus. Former Chancellor's champion, Destroyer eats an STO with the hands of Feck. In the same way Hunter was a rising babyface, Feck truly is a rising top heel here in RWF. Bulgarian suplex by the Destroyer. Oh, Minus ran right into that. Absolute brutality from the Destroyer. That power slam, that snap power slam, taking down Minus. And this is not good for the Impregnator. Jackhammer by the Destroyer. 1, 2, and a kick out by Minus. The match continues with these 3 men. This is absolute insanity. I mean, heel 2. This has been a match card full of great matches thus far. Thank you all for coming to RWF Flashpoint. This is the, I believe, 18th episode of Flashpoint. 61st episode I've ever done overall. Uranage to the Destroyer! And a kick out. Oh my god, somebody somehow. This has been a great show. I thank you all for coming. We have one match after this, and that is the main event. And then it is Infinity Warfare, the biggest pay-per-view in RWF history. Up next is Speedy Cesaro, Hell in a Cell. It's kind of our WrestleMania equivalent, maybe, I guess, right? Self-Isolation Devastation was pretty damn good, though. And was a 2-night show, so I guess that is our WrestleMania. A spear to Minus by the Destroyer. Cover. 1, 2, 3 minus eliminated. It is Feck and the Destroyer. Feck, sister, Abigail to the Destroyer. Cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Oh my lord, the match continues. It has been the greatest challenge of my life trying to decipher Mark Morgan's messages. Can I slay that beast? Let's find out, Feck. We've had a good stretch of pay-per-views. Yeah, we have. Jackhammer! The Jackhammer! Devastating to Feck by the Destroyer. And Feck kicks out. They both kicked out of each other's finishers. Feck, what do you want me to... Do you want me to change your moveset? I've noticed it just seems to be the Fiends. I don't know why it's like that. Is that on purpose? Or do you want me to change your signatures or finishers? Just let me know. In the Discord and the RWF tab, you can tell me the changes you want. Look at that! Throwing his ass into the face of Feck, but Feck fights back with a jawbreaker to the Destroyer. Clothesline attempt, Karanage by the Destroyer. Oh my lord! Next week is going to be me versus No Hope. I need you, Feck, me match, you versus No Hope. That was such a long pause in Feck's finish. I thought it was the Feck's sister. Sure. Single leg Boston Crab by Feck to the Destroyer. I got you, says Feck. Realizes he's not going to get a submission with that single leg Boston Crab. A stomp to the back of the Destroyer. Punch to the back as well. Got 2 big men in this match, too. Incredible talents. Thank you, Feck. Whoa! Oh, look at that! The Destroyer went for a spear! Feck jumped over the spear! Feck avoiding the signature spear of the Destroyer. Now he has him in the corner. Big knees by Feck. Oh my god, he's biting on the back of the Destroyer's neck, throwing him down. Oh my god, he did it! Feck avoids the spear. He just bit him. Feck, like I've said, one of the dirtiest players in the game. He just won by biting the Destroyer on the back of the neck. And a 1, 2, 3. Feck wins this Elimination Chamber match after avoiding the spear in fantastic fashion. Wow, GG. Feck is one dirty mother hecker. A win here in our co-main event.
The chosen one, Feck.
He just took a bite out of the Destroyer's neck. There's blood everywhere. He just spit out his neck. Feck bit the neck and spit it onto the deck. It's time for our last match of the show. Main event of Flashpoint. I love you all. Thank you all for coming. On the road to Infinity Warfare. I mean, wouldn't Armenia be the end of the season? Oh, that's true. And here we go.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring.
One-on-one.
Accompanied by Cesaro.
Mr. Styles, fully recovered, alongside the RWF Grand Champion, MMA Champion, and Hardcore Champion Cesaro, going one-on-one with Lance Bossman, with Speedy, the Cruiserweight Champion, at ringside. I like my movesets. Oh, he likes it? Okay. Very Bray Wyatt fiendish moveset will continue. So Feck on my side when Vino Hope. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, last match of the show. We've had great moments here on Flashpoint, our 18th episode of Flashpoint. And you guys still show up. Thank you for it. I love you all. And you know that. Here they are. Half of the RWF Tag Team Champions, Lance Bossman, assisted to the ring by Speedy,
Accompanied by Tyler.
Cruiserweight Champion, FUS.
From Islamabad, Pakistan.
so in his next pay-per-view. I will update you in the Discord, probably not for about a week. Probably it's going to take me a while to put that together. I want it to be a big show, you know what I mean? I'm going to cough real quick. You guys don't want to hear me cough, do you? Alright, I'm done cough. I'm done coofing. Oh, hi. Well, I can't read that. We got some Japanese text down there. Welcome to the main event of RWF Flashpoint episode 18. Rake of the back. By Lance into the DDT. Down goes Mr. Styles. Distraction here by the Grand Champion. Cesaro. Referee gonna let it happen, of course. You got perks. There are perks to being Grand Champion. Look at this from behind. AJ Styles taking advantage with a torture rack. Into the powerbomb. Once you have this boo, I'm backstage taking a nap or having a wank. Who knows? No, Stevens. One manager at ringside at a time. Since the shenanigans with the triple power bombs, I can't trust you guys anymore. Both Federation 6 and FUS with these triple power bombs. It's madness. Red Hood, not a big Lance fan, it seems. Sorry about that, King. Guess I'm a big fan. Who are you booing? How do I join? Mr. Styles thinks right. Well, there's a multitude of ways to join. I just download your guy basically. If you have someone in 2K19 on PS4, I download him. That's just how it works. Look at this big kick by Lance. Down goes Mr. Styles. Here is the link to the Discord. If any of you guys don't have that yet, including our new guy in the chat, if you want to join, there is the link to the Discord. You can put information for your guy for me to download. Down goes Lance. Look at this. Missed the clothesline. Lance hits one of his own. Down goes Mr. Styles here in a main event. Oh my god. Beautiful. Senton. Springboard senton by Bossman. To Mr. Styles. We need to stop the Federation 6, says Roadhead King. What? Oh, come on, Rambling. You can trust me. Elite just showed up. Welcome, Elite. I could only assume that was to my Discord, right? Yes, okay. Look at this. Mr. Styles up to the top. Lance is on the outside on the floor. Mr. Styles is going crazy. Oh, he lands right on his ass. Lance taking advantage. Lance avoids it. Styles lands right on his ass out there. Red, I agree. The Fed 6 must be stopped or we're all fucked. Here we go. Goes from behind. AJ Styles. Thrown into the corner. Excuse me, Mr. Styles throwing Lance into the corner. What's he going for here? Beautiful tornado DDT onto the top rope. Springboards in with the splash, but no, Lance gets out of the way and the stomp to the ass. If Speedy loses, I'll kick him in the dick. If Speedy loses, RWF is a no more. Big clothesline, no attempt. No, Mr. Styles saw it coming, out and over goes Lance Bossman. Mr. Styles, the mastermind, the brain of the Federation 6 and the heavy hitter, the current grand champion, Cesaro of the Fed 6 at ringside. Come on, Styles. I mean Lance, says Red King. Ha! Red King secretly, of course, not surprisingly, wants the Fed 6 to win. That's why he's trying to defend the multiversal gate. Hellcron's multiversal gate against No Hope. And here it is. Oh my god, no! Leo Bomb! Jack in the back of Lance Bossman by Mr. Styles. AJ looking to put Lance away. Springboard. Clothesline. No! He missed. He missed. Back elbow by Lance. Lance taking advantage. 5-star uppercut to Mr. Styles. But oh my God, no. Cesaro. Cesaro distracting Lance. Mr. Styles is going to take advantage. Bloody Sunday to Boss Man. That ain't right. Lance kicking off Mr. Styles. Raking the... Oh no! Styles raking the eyes! Styles rakes the eyes of Boss Man, that dirty bastard, with a gutbuster to Lance. For fuck's sake, says Lance. Lance should have had this one, but the grand champion... Oh, look at that. Going for his finishing move, that calf submission off the ropes momentum drop kick by Mr. Styles takes down Lance. Lance in a lot of pain. Ah, springboard 69 splash. Oh my God, collapsing right on the chest and the sternum of Lance Boss Man. No rope break gonna happen tonight. Cover. 1, 2. And Lance kicks out. Lance kicks out. Mr. Styles keeps his zen. He is still in this. He's done a lot of damage, and he's looking to finish Lance Boss Man. I bet the Triple Powerbomb would be okay now. I want to be the one to fight Cesaro, take the Grand Championship away from him. Well, I hope you're not, because that means RWF's deleted it. Hopefully it is speedy. In the Hell in a Cell, the main event of our next pay-per-view. Oh no, Mr. Styles looking for his finish once again. Lance is far away. Springboard! No! Lance is too far away. Lance able to avoid whatever Mr. Styles was going for a punch. He has him on the ropes. Lance Boss Man, springboard, uppercut connects. Beautiful by Lance. What's he go? Oh no, submission again. Lance is in trouble. Mr. Styles locks in his submission finish. But Lance refuses to tap out. Lance refusing to tap out goes for the kick. Styles gets out of the way. Lance fights off Mr. Styles in the corner. 5-star! No! Reversed into a DDT! Mr. Styles! Beautiful! Springboard! What? He's just excited! Mr. Styles just mocking RWF, saying, I can do whatever I want. Rest in peace, RWF. The Mr. Styles clash. You're really going to trust this game to get a good Hell in a Cell match? What are you, a rookie? 1, 2, 3. The Federation 6. With the momentum going into Infinity Warfare. Mr. Styles did a flippy trick. Yes, he did. The Federation 6 looking to end RWF for good. At our next pay-per-view, Infinity Warfare. Good luck to Christopher Nelson. Good luck to Austin Dynamite, Lance Bossman, Dean Stevens, and Speedy. You're gonna need it. Rigged. That could have gone better, but I beat AJ, so that's good. I believe in you, Federation 6. Red Hood Kidding rooting for the Fed 6 to delete RWF and pave the way back to RUW. Will that man, will Mr. Styles get his way and kill everything we've worked towards? Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen, to that episode of RWF. Next episode I will stream is Infinity Warfare. It should be a good one. It should be a big one. I'll update you all in the Discord when that is. It will probably take a while to get ready and put out. I love you all, and bye-bye.